And today we got a very special artist on this episode from the UK, again named Macka Morfiss. So y'all know how we like to get it started. Nice little introduction. We're gonna get him up here and then we're gonna play one of his songs to get the tone going. So again guys, Artist on Artist, episode number 16 with Macka Morfiss, man. Let's get him up here.
Yes, how you doing? You alright?
How you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm good. My name is Macka Morfiss, based near Manchester in the UK. Been releasing about a year and a half, I think. My music. Done some events around England. I'd love to do some abroad, but it's well expensive, so I haven't got quite that far yet. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for now. Got some events booked in London for this year. I've got a feature coming out that I'm pretty excited with in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Just trying to grow the following, keeping up with all the content, which again is a nightmare, but you know it's got to be done. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the minute. And I make hip hop music as well. Should probably add that in too.
Nice. I mean, look, I got some questions for you. We're gonna get into a little bit of detail with everything. But like I said, I'm gonna keep it to RPG style. We're gonna play a song.
Yeah, man.
So this is actually one of the oldest songs in a sense that I could find from you. And we're just gonna play a little snippet for everybody, and then we can talk about the song, basically how you came up with it, everything, just the lore of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sound, I like it.
Alright, guys. So this song is actually called "I'm Broken."
Yeah, today I'm feeling unusually numb, and I'm so low when I'm alone. If you'll excuse the pun, usually I'm feeling useless. People's are glued upon to my music, but I should be out sleuthing for jobs. It's brutal when you're the one getting out stupidly done by everybody you know, even the soon-to-be mum. I'm scrupulous, searching for some way to be a don, or at least a man people can lean on when they don't feel strong. Yeah, another million lads like me. I'm just inviting you to my psyche and preaching my struggles and strive to people nightly. Keys and pints be inside me, wine be nice while I'm trying to decide if people like me. I've got guys who despise me over some little spicy side piece beside me. Once upon a time thought they'd be wifey. Nah, I say I'm okay, but really I'm broken. 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 Applying for jobs feels like I'm playing on eggshells, cause I'm a chicken and I'm afraid of Excel. Afraid to excel myself and get well, like I fetch pails of water.
Alright guys, you know how I like to do it, just like RPG. We give you a little snippet. If you want to check it out, you can find it on all platforms, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, that's it. All platforms it is, yeah.
Alright, so you guys can find it on all platforms, also on YouTube. And it's called I'm Broken. So yeah, man, just tell me just a little bit about the song, just a little bit of lore, how it came together, what was the motivation or the inspiration behind it.
Well, the name I saw on the back of someone's hoodie, and it had I'm broken, but it had I M and OK in capitals. So it was like that whole kind of thing of how people say men don't open up, keep their feelings inside, all that kind of thing. And I thought it'd be a cool name for a song name, basically. You know what I mean? As a song title. So I just kind of started with that, because I wouldn't usually start with the name of a song. I think that's kind of maybe a bit of a weird. Well, for me, it's more of a weird way to go about it. But with that one, I thought I'll build a song around a title. So that's kind of where it came about. And then yeah, it just goes through discussing. Just different aspects of my life that are probably things that would be healthy to talk about, or at least discuss a little bit with people. But yeah, just being a kind of 21st century male person, you kind of don't really do that, do you? And getting it out through music is is always a good thing, and that's where all my music comes from. There's always like meaning and emotion behind it. So that's where the song came from. So I wrote it. We changed the beat a little bit. Put the hook together, which is quite simple. It's quite a simple hook, but I think it fits quite nicely. And yeah, that's basically the simple way of explaining the song. Really, it's quite lyrical, that one as well. I tried to keep a lot of rhymes in there as well. You know what I mean? Tried to keep it rhyming, because everything I write is pretty. I like to think it's pretty lyrical. You know what I mean? I quite like the word side to music. So yeah, I haven't played that song for a while actually. I do quite like that one. I've forgotten about that one actually. So
That's
just because of
good.
how I like, you know, the title's a bit eye catching as well, isn't it? You know, like if you saw it on Spotify, you might take a look twice at it and think, oh, why is that written different? So it's just another way of capturing a bit of an audience, kind of through sort of a means that you maybe normally wouldn't do, basically.
Absolutely. Now I love that, and I like how you said, like, I don't know who thinks of the song name before they make the song.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know, man. You on some?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't get that.
it must, I'm sure it's happened before, but I never do it like that. I never start. I can start with a hook and hear a beat and think, oh, that'd sound good as a hook. But
Hmm.
I'd never say, I'm going to make a song called, like, well, yeah, I'm broken. I would never say it. I'd never start it with that. You know what I mean? It would have to, like, I'm broken would have to fit in with like the cadence, like a cadence, you know, in terms of matching the beat. So yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's a one-off. I've never done that before. It might happen again, but I don't know.
All right, so kind of going into my first question now. We kind of asked everybody this, just speaking of your name. So Macamorphous, like, how did
Mm.
you get the name? Is it your actual name? Is it, like, what's the
Yes,
story behind that?
yeah. My last name is Macka, but it's spelled differently. So, but everyone calls me Macka, like just everybody, except like my family. Everyone calls me Macka. So I was like, people use Macca as a nickname, and I was like, well, it's my actual name, so fuck everyone else using it. Do you know what I mean? It's my actual name, so I'm going to use it. And then I just thought, how can I make it more specific? Because I don't know what it's like in America, but in England, if you've got a name that starts with Mc or Mac or anything like that, you get called Macca. So I was like, people where it won't be specific to me. So I had to kind of think of a way of making it more specific. And then I thought, when you like build and grow and develop as a, you know, in any way, you can call it like metamorphosizing. And then I think like a caterpillar like metamorphosizes into a butterfly or something like that. I don't know
Hmm.
the exact science behind that, so don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. So I thought Morfiss. I was like, Macamorphis, I'll metamorphosize into something bigger as an artist, So that was the kind of thought process behind that. And it's specific, and I think it rolls off the tongue quite well. So yeah, that's where the name. It took me about 6 to 9 months to find that name though. I was hunting for ages to
Damn, why did it
even
take that long? So
and I was
actually, right? So to add to the question, did you have a different name before it was Macca?
oh
Like, were
yeah,
there any other
millions.
different?
Yeah, I started with Ghost, and then my producer was like, it's way too vague. He was like, how's anyone going to remember that? And I was like, nah, I've been selling
Mm.
Ghost for a while. I really like that. And then he was like, nah, it's just too generic. I was like, fuck's sake, right? And then I come back with like Average Joe, because my name's Joe. And then he was like, nah, it's too vague, mate. It's too vague. And I was like, fucking hell. So it took ages. And then finally, like, I was filling like pages and pages of like I would write lists of like adjectives, like describing words. And then I would write like interesting words. And I'm like, but this is all too complicated now. And like, people
Yeah.
aren't going to remember that. Do you know what I mean? And then, like I say, I just thought, I've got to use Macca because it's my actual name. I've got to use that and find something to fit that. And then yeah, I just saw the word metamorphosis, and I just thought, oh, morph, like morph sounds kind of cool. And then yeah, morphis. Just I don't know where that exact word came from because it's not a real word, morphis. But
Yeah, I don't think so. But I like
no,
I like it.
I
It
don't think
rolls
it
off the
is.
tongue, like you said, though.
Macamorphis. It sounds all right though, I think. And people have asked me about it on like Instagram, even in like DMs at live events. Like, people say, "Where the fuck has that come from?" And I'm like, it's a conversation starter. It gets the interaction going. You know what I'm saying? The back and forth. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's worked all right so far. I'm gonna stick with it.
Nah, that's good, bro. Like I said, I just like like Macka like
Mm.
it's not a word, but like you made it into a word. They're
Yeah.
both M's. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Eminem, a little bit in
Yeah.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Someone literally said that. It was another similar thing to what we're doing now. I'm doing it in April. It's a bit of an artist on artist thing, like what we're doing. And he said that he was like, oh, it's like like Eminem, and I was like, oh, I hadn't actually thought of that, but after he pointed it out, I was like, yeah, I might not have gone for that if I'd have thought that at the time. Do you know what I mean? I might have drifted away from the double M, but it's here now and it's staying. So
No, it's very good. I like it, bro. So we spoke about a little bit about Unbroken in the song, right?
Mhm.
So can you tell me like what's your process? Like, how do you go into making a song? Like, just give me every step in a sense, like everything.
it's kind of it kind of varies. Like, I don't necessarily have like an exact like step by step kind of like procedure that I follow, but it kind of depends how I'm feeling. Like, I'm always like writing like all the time, whether it's just um I might just think of two words that just sound good together, and I'll just write them down. But I don't like to use my phone because it's not free. Like, I like to write and be able to like circle something and put an arrow up here, and then like I give myself kind of like stage directions when I write, which sounds really bizarre. But say for example, when like the beat hits, it was like boom boom ch. If I want my word to come in on that first like boom of whatever instrument it is, I'll put two diagonal lines through that first word, so I know to come in when that first instrument or whatever it is hits. And then I'll
I
also
like that.
use things. Yeah, then I'll if I'm coming in just after that, I'll put the lines before. So it's like, on stage directions, it'll say like, character whimpers and then gives their line. It's like that. And then I can circle things and put say it softly, or like when I say this bit, speed up, you know what I mean? Increase the cadence to get the syllables in per bar. So in terms of writing, that's always the same. I mean, I've got like that, just looks like a mess. Do you know what I'm saying? But to me, it makes sense. I
Like
don't know if you can
hieroglyph.
see
How
it.
do you say that word? Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics. Yeah, it might be a bit like that. And like, I like to keep my words in the middle, because then if I need to change anything, I can do it either side. Do you know what I mean? And it might look a bit weird, but it works for me. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of like actual physical writing, that's always the same. But when it comes to like thinking of songs, sometimes I can have like a beat sent over or whatever, and like the first song I ever released, I got it sent to me at work, and then I played it in the car park, and I just sat in the car park for about 10-15 minutes, and I just was replaying the beat, and like pretty instantly I just went, my guts are being spilled, and it fit, like, it just went, "Ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo," and I just was like that, and it was instant. And then that came straight away. Then I kind of developed the hook to that song, and then I wrote like the verses. But sometimes it's verses that come first, and I think I've got a nice verse here, and it's like, what am I actually saying in that verse? Like, you could interpret it in a different way, but I'm like, what is the most like standout base value? You know what I'm saying, of that verse? And then I might build a song around that. But other times I write a big list of words that rhyme, and then I just try and put a verse together with those words. You know what I'm saying, so it's a really different process, really. Sometimes I'll write like if I've just got a few lines that have gone through my head and I quite like them, like a few bars. Sometimes I'll write them down, and then then I'll find a beat or get a beat sent, whatever, and then I'll rewrite them to fit with the rhythm and the flow of the song. So it's a bit of a range, really. I don't, like I say, I don't really have. I like that though, because it's freeing. It doesn't mean I'm always like, right, I need the beat, I can't write without the beat, or no, I've not thought of like a hook, I need a hook. For me, it's pretty like fluid, and it can just be whatever, which I think is an advantage, like I say, because I'm not stuck in my, it's got to be done this order. I ain't got this, I can't do that. So yeah.
No, I love that, bro, and I love that you actually use like pen and paper because
Mm,
that's how I started, and then I started using my phone. But
mm,
it's funny, like like strategy that you use with the lines and stuff, I would do that with my phone at first. Like I would use like slashes or like the slash like that. Yeah.
There's loads of weird. Like I was saying the other day, I use like a comma. I don't use a comma for how a comma is used. Like actually, like I use commas as breaths. So I can write a sentence and there'll be a random comma in there. And if you were to read it, like if you're doing like an exam in school, they'd be like, what the fuck is that doing there? But I'm like, I don't use that. It's my breath. So I know to take a breath. You know what I'm saying?
That's smart though.
I do have a few weird little things like that, but that's what I don't like about the phone, because I'm like, as well as doing that, sometimes I like to I don't know, I like to maybe write a word next to it. I don't know. You could do that on a phone, to be fair. It's just my preference, basically. You know what I'm saying? I feel freer to be able to just go wherever I want and things like that.
No, I feel that though. Like absolutely. Like I feel like, you know, with the phone is definitely different. I can see like you being like just more free.
Yeah,
with the pen and paper,
it's such
but that's
small,
cool, bro, for real.
It's a small little screen, isn't it? And when you've got like a massive A4 pad, like it's just all there. You know what I'm saying? And it's, for me, it's easier to read. And I don't like using lines either, because lines I feel are really restrictive. It's like you've got to start here, end here, start here. And I wrote a song the other day, and for some fucking weird reason, I wrote it like backwards. You know how we go left to right on a page? I didn't write the words backwards, but I started with my first verse on the right hand side and put the second there, and it kind of, I don't know why it happened. I just started it. I think I started jotting some notes down and it became a verse, and then it kind of like after I hit the bottom of the page, I was like, right, well, I've got to go to the other side now. So it was kind of like reading it backwards, but it did work. You know what I'm saying? It was just my little weird way of doing it. So yeah,
that's
basically
dope,
it's free.
Sounds like you're opening your third eye, bro. That's some third eye shit right there.
Yeah, or lost the plot. One of them, I don't know.
No, that's awesome, and I love to hear like everybody's different just ways of making
100%.
music. You know what I mean? Because I got my own. I feel like everybody has their own. You know, but like if it works, it works. You know what I mean? I gotta respect that. So
definitely.
My next question for you is basically like how long have you been making music, and a follow-up question to that is, what made you want to start making music?
Yeah, I've been writing since being a kid, but I've always liked this. Again, this sounds really weird, but I've always liked rhymes. Like when I hear a word rhyme, something in my head goes like, "Oh, that was nice." Right, and it sounds weird, but when I hear a song that's not a rap song and it doesn't rhyme, I'm like, oh fuck, put a rhyme in. You know what I mean? It just sounds nice. Why not? So I used to like bands like Linkin Park, for example, because some of their, I don't know what genre they are. They're not. I don't think they're rock, are they? But they've got like an element of rhyming and like almost kind of a little bit rappy to their singing. And as a really young kid, I used to really like that. And then once I heard, oh god, I can't think what song it was now. There's a couple of songs I heard that just tapped into that rap even more. And then I remember one of my mates playing "Lose Yourself" in the school. We were doing drama in school, and he was hiding behind the curtains. And I just heard that like and I was like, whoa! I was like, what's that? What's that? And they wouldn't tell me who it was. So for about 6 months, I was just thinking, I've just heard these like, I was like, what was that? And I couldn't find who it was, what it was. And then I heard it, and I was just like, that is it. That whatever that song was, whatever genre of music that is, that's for me. I didn't know who Eminem was. I didn't know anything about Eminem. It wasn't the fact that Eminem was an amazing artist. It was purely those few guitar strums on "Lose Yourself." It wasn't the words. It was just that beat. And I just kind of went down the sort of rap music rabbit hole of just, you know what I mean, discovering massive artists, then some other like really like not known underground artists and things like that. And I just kind of thought one day, oh, I enjoy listening to this, I might write something, you know what I'm saying? But it takes like confidence to put yourself out there, especially if you're making songs that are personal, you know, because you might write something that other people don't know about you, and they're like, oh, we've been mates for years, I didn't know you had that issue or something, you know what I'm saying? So it can be quite a vulnerable place because you put yourself out there. But yeah, long story short, I just love music, and I just thought, if I love it that much, why don't I just do it and just see what happens? You know what I'm saying? And just push it as far as it'll go, really. But it is, it's stress relief. I suppose it's like a lot of people. You make music to get something out of you. You know what I'm saying? It's therapy in a way. So that's the number one reason, really. Just stress
So how
relief.
old were you around that time? Because you said like your friends were like listening
I'm
to
not sure
Eminem
because
and
I
they
don't
heard
know
it.
when it would have been released, but I think we're in year 8, so that would be.
I'm trying to think. Maybe '09. I might have been '09 around there, like '08.
Yeah. So we were. I think we were like. I don't know what year 8 would be in America, but I think we were about 13, 12. Oh no, maybe 13, 14, something like that. So, but I
Yeah.
don't know if that was when. I don't know when Lose Yourself was released, but I don't. It wasn't like when it was released. The song had been out a few years. You know what I mean? And he was playing
Oh,
it off his
okay.
phone. Um, but yeah, ever since then, it's. I mean, I started with rock music. I really like rock music. Then, like I say,
Mm.
I started to hear bands that sort of almost incorporated a bit of rapping to their rock. Um, it's probably not rock, but you know what I'm saying. And then yeah,
Mm.
got onto rap. So rock and rap are my sort of favorite genres. Love a bit of AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, that kind of stuff. I'm all over that. So that's the other side of my music taste. You know what I mean?
I love that, man.
Mm.
I could definitely see it. Like just from the couple songs that I heard, like I
Mm.
definitely hear the Eminem influence,
Mm.
and I
I
think that
mean, do
was
you know
my
what?
favorite, man.
Yeah, it's good listening to rock music as well, I think, because it gives you like inspiration of writing hooks, not just putting like a rap hook together. If you can kind of like, and I can't sing, but if you can try and just incorporate a bit of that into your hooks, it just keeps your songs different. Because obviously your rapping is going to be
Absolutely,
pretty
yeah.
much, yeah. So it's a nice kind of way of like almost doing like, sometimes I'll just listen to some other songs that I'm not even really a fan of, but I know the popular songs, and I'll just listen to the hooks, and I'm like, how can I write something that's like that? Do you know what I'm saying? Might be something
Hmm.
like Dua Lipa. I've never listened to Dua Lipa, but she's a massive artist. Do you know what I'm saying? And I listen to the hooks and think that sounded good, or oh, that was nice. And we say, oh, how did she do that? And it's like revision. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just writing like almost a verse as a hook, which can sound really well, really good, and complement a song really well. But it's nice to keep it fresh, keep mixing different styles in and stuff like that.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you think about it, right? It's called the hook, so it's what gets people hooked to the song.
Exactly,
You know
a
what I mean?
hundred
So like,
percent.
I feel like hooks are
Yeah.
very important, bro. Like, when it comes to the verse can be cool and
Mm.
clean and nice and rhyming, but that hook has to
Yeah.
be the centerpiece
Yeah,
of the song.
100%.
You know what I
And
mean?
I think a lot of rap songs, especially like from underground artists, I think telling the difference between a hook and a verse, it's hard to do because they write. And I got out of this habit after like one song, but only because my producer told me about it. And he was like, "You've done what every rapper does. As soon as they come into the studio, they write the verses, and their hook is just verses again, but shorter." And as
Yeah.
soon as he told me that, I was like, right, I need to make a massive push with my hooks now. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I need to make sure that they actually stand out, like from the verses. So I put a lot of time into like actually practicing hooks. Like sometimes
Hmm.
I'll put a beat on YouTube and I'll just write a hook. Like it'll be about something fucking stupid, like just something in the room, like a lamp. You know what I'm saying? But I try and make it
Hmm.
catchy. You know what I'm saying? I just try different things because I've heard a lot of underground artists who are a few years in who have said, "Oh, the first couple of years I wasn't putting enough attention into the hooks." And I'm like, right, I need to do that now then. You know what I'm saying? I need to get on that straight away. And it's hard writing a hook. I think it's really hard. Especially if you can't sing, because you want to do a little bit of singing. You're like, oh, my voice sounds fucking awful. Do you know what I mean? So it is
Hmm.
difficult. But I don't like you say, they're a massively important part of the song. So
Absolutely, man. And I think like also, right, like it you can simplify it. It doesn't have to be that like difficult because
yeah,
the main thing is finding catchy words and
that's
making
it,
it
isn't
as
it?
catchy as possible and having a
Yeah, yeah,
cadence that's just different from your verse.
yeah,
So
yeah,
even
yeah,
if you write the verse first and then you do the hook, you go, okay, what's the verse about? it's
Yeah.
about peace. Okay, so let me work around peace, and then let me see what I can rhyme with peace, and like what can I
100%.
scheme with it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's really
Well, it's
like I
like when
love
we
hooks, bro.
yeah, yeah. It's like when we played the I Just Want to Be Normal Like You song like a week ago, whenever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I think, for me, is a good example of my verses being a lot different to the hook. But again, as soon as you hear that switch from verse to hook, you instantly know it's the hook. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And then as
Mm-hmm.
soon as that, then there's that little bridge that comes in, then you go into the second verse, then it's hook. You know what I'm saying? You can tell instantly. And
Mm-hmm.
that I don't think you always need to do that. You know, I'm no expert, but for me, I just think it makes your songs like crisp. You know what I'm saying? You know where you're
Absolutely,
at
man.
with it,
Yeah.
and even if someone's not crazy about your verses, if they get like an annoying little jingle caught in the head, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh God, I'm always thinking of that fucking Macka Morfiss song. I'm like, good, that's what I want. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it can get somebody, I think, into the song who might not have been into the song if you didn't have the hook. You know what I'm saying? And that
Absolutely.
is, that's never a bad thing, I don't think.
No, not at all. And then like what I noticed about that song too is like the transitions.
Hmm.
That's what people
Yeah,
need to learn how to
yeah, yeah,
transition. Same way you do in
yeah,
English class, right?
yeah.
They're like you need a transition word or whatever, right? It's the
Mm.
same thing. Like the way you finish the rap. I just want to be normal, like you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
that's the end. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And
hundred
then
percent,
the
100%.
cadence, like. But I love that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So before we get to any more questions, I'm gonna just let you guys know in the chat if you have any questions for Macka Morfiss, feel free to send those through. And again, you can ask him anything, whatever's on your mind, whatever you want to know, and I'll be asking those questions in between the live. Before we get to any other questions, though, I'm gonna play the next song on the list because I picked out a couple. So the first one was "I'm Broken." Another one that kind of stood out to me because we're gonna talk about this next. We're gonna talk about those EPs that you got out there
Mm.
because I like the whole. I want to know the lore. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think "I'm Broken" was from series 2.
I think so. Yeah.
And then the next one I'm gonna play is from Series 3.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think that's the most recent one, Series 3.
Beautiful. All right, so this song is actually called Cognitive Dissonance.
Yeah. Cognitive Dissonance.
Let's get it.
My reality shifting, my reality shifting. My mentality switching, my mentality switching. My reality shifting, my reality shifting. My mentality switching, my mentality switching. I express myself through literate art and talk about friendships. I call them friendships cause we drifted apart. We would sit in the park until it got dark. Meet Ricky and Marsh. But now it feels like I'm sitting afar from them, keeping my head afloat, spitting them bars. Plus 9 to 5 in this difficult hard. I'm indifferent toward insignificant chores. I just don't wanna think of them, nah. I know they're important, selling my car. Am I overdrawn yet? Checking my card, forget that. I'd rather drink liquor than bath, cause I'm burnt out. Literally charred, spiritually, emotionally, physically, I keep my head down, but I wish to the stars as I stay low-key as Tom Hiddleston does. 1 minute I feel my reality shifting, my reality shifting. The next I feel sad, my mentality switching, my mentality switching. And now I'm burnt out, my reality shifting, my reality shifting. And I'm more nerve now, my mentality switching, my mentality switching. Will I owe?
All right, guys. We got to do a little snippet again. If you guys want to check this out, you can find it on all platforms, on YouTube, Spotify, all those good platforms. Yeah, that was Cognitive Dissonance. So, I love this, man. Like honestly, like I can really hear that Eminem influence,
Mm.
and it's crazy. Like it's 2025, and you're doing that style,
Mm.
but it sounds so good. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
again, for it to be 2025, and like I can like find reference songs that are like that. But let's just talk about a little bit. Just if you want to go into the EPs right now, because like what I saw, you have Series 1, Note to Self. You got Series 2, Analog Sticks. and then you have series 3. Sometimes I think I lost the plot. So if you
Yeah.
want to kind of, whatever order you want to talk about it in, as much detail you can go off, bro.
Yeah.
But I want
I
to know
mean,
everything about this.
the series one. I mean, even prior to releasing the EPs, me and my producer were thinking, because I've worked with him from the beginning, so I don't get beats off other people really. Well, I don't. I would do, but I haven't done just because it's an extra cost again. So I always work with the same producer. And early on, we were like, how can we make these EPs kind of stand out? You know what I'm saying? It's like, other than, I don't know, not that they wouldn't stand out if we didn't do this, but it just adds something a bit more eye catching when I
Yeah, add some
release,
spice to it.
yeah, series one. So let's watch series one then. Like, everyone's into the thought process behind it was everything's a series now. Like, I feel like Netflix special series, Disney special series, all series, and even on our like TV channels in England, like ITV, BBC, things that you have like, I don't know any in America, but you got something called CBS or PBS, something like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
something like that. But everything series, and it was like, this is kind of a series. It's a series of songs, isn't it? So we thought, let's release series one, and then the name Note to Self. I feel like they were very almost like me jotting in a diary. Those kind of songs were me jotting in a diary. So that's kind of where Note to Self came from with series one. And then series two, again, we were like, I can't think what I was going to call that one, but I've got a song called Analog Sticks, and I got to give a bit of credit to my producer because he was like, call it Analog Sticks. He was like, it's a weird name. Do you know what I mean? It catches people's eyes, like, what the fuck is Analog Sticks? But at the same time, you know, when you're playing on a game, you use the analog sticks to navigate, don't you? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I like
it's
that.
just yeah, a bit of a, I don't want to say unique, but I suppose it is maybe a bit unique. But it's a unique way of, you know, talking about navigating your way through life.
A
Analog
little
sticks.
poetic, a little poetic, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. But it's also modern as well. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. So that was where that one kind of came from. And every time I release one, I feel like it's a different like set of songs that have got the same feel to them, or they've kind of leveled up in my ability to make a song. So if I feel
Yeah.
like I've got 5 that are on a level, and then my most recent 2 are better, I'm like, right, well, that's my EP there. There's 5 songs that are on a decent, what I feel is a decent incline. Might not always be an exact incline, but overall they're getting a little bit better. They go in an EP. Then I've got another one that's getting better, and then another one on that same level. Well, these are going to be on the next EP. And then the most recent one I've got is Series 3. Sometimes I think I've lost the plot. Well, I haven't done a long name, so we just thought, fuck it, let's do a long name for an EP. Sometimes I think I've lost the plot. It's just a bit tongue-in-cheek, kind of, you know what I mean? A little bit, not going to say it's funny, but it's not like me saying, like, oh, I feel really down today. You know what I'm saying? That's like a darker. So again, it was just meant to be a little bit tongue in cheek, maybe, a bit poking fun at myself a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm just sat like that on the cover, and it's like, you know, it's meant to be a little bit, arguably a little bit funny, a bit wacky. And then the next EP that's going to be coming out is obviously going to be Series 4, and that one's got more of a feel of songs to it. They're really like all the same kind of like feel to those songs. So that's going to be the one that's most specific to like a certain emotion, if you get what I'm saying. It's not all like that because I want to keep it, you know, I don't want to like overload people with one type of song. So there's going to be other ones in there, but there's like an overall underlying message to that EP, which I am quite excited to release, but it won't be for, I don't know, 6 months maybe, when I've got 5 or 6 more songs to, you know, collate into that what's it. And then I'm hoping, my kind of thought is, the first album I ever release, if I ever release an album, could be like Macka Morfiss the movie, you know what I'm saying? And that's just a way again to develop, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So
Nah, I
yeah,
like that, man. I love that,
that's the
bro.
kind of lore behind them, you know what I'm saying? So far anyway, so
Nah, I love that. See, that's what and it gave me goosebumps a little bit because that's the type of stuff I like doing as an artist. Like
yeah.
that's what like separates you from everybody else when you can be creative in that way. Like you're actually thinking it through.
Yeah.
And like planning ahead and like, okay, these are series, then it's gonna be a movie. Like that's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's no way that's not gonna just not be successful because like it's so much energy and thought into it. And it's a beautiful thing, bro. I love that.
There's a way of thinking like if you just see a title of an EP and you see it called Series 2, or in however long you've got Series 8, you think I don't even need to know what artist that is because I know that guy Macka Morfiss released his series. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if people will put the two and two together, again, just a way of people like thinking, oh, series, oh yeah, it's Macka Morfiss in it. You know what I mean? And again, it hopefully just puts two and two together in people's heads straight away. So yeah, that's the kind of.
I mean, I'll be on the lookout, man. I can't wait to like, I'm gonna listen back because I listened through like pretty much every song, but I'm gonna like actually take my time, listen through everything.
Yeah.
I'm can't wait for that next one, man.
Yeah, this is the one I'm most excited for because I've got a good feature coming up on there as well, and it's the strongest set of songs I've got so far. Like every time I release a song, I'm just buzzing to release. Every time I make a song, I'm just buzzing to release it because I feel like because you listen to them a million times before you release them. As soon as you make a new one, it's fresh, so you think it's the best one. You know what I'm saying? Like you go from your other ones that you've just rinsed in your head and picked apart to fuck, and then you get a new one. You're like, oh, that's amazing. So I just get buzzing like to release a song every time. And this series 4, that's going to be my strongest piece of sort of work musically, I think. So I'm buzzing to get it out, but it won't be for a while, which is annoying. But it's got to be done.
I mean, look, it's good. Look, you got 3 EPs out right now. Like you have one more than me. Well, no, I actually have 3, but one of them is not really a solo. But I mean, I do love like seeing that progression too because I noticed that like it's not like that series 1 was bad. It was just more like seeing it progress. You can see like you were getting better and like what you got better at, and like just like man, I loved it, man. I really like the whole concept behind it. So we actually have a couple of questions from the chat right here. So let's get this one up really quick. This is SP from the Boys World community. He says, ask him if there's any big producers he would love to work with.
I mean, I've got real loyal at the minute. I've got a real loyalty with my producer. So if I'm being 100% honest, at the minute there's not anybody else. Like what we've got at the minute, we understand each other. You know what I'm saying? We've both got like the same end goal. Like we can go in the studio and within 2 hours we're just done. Like we're not in there all day thinking about things. You know what I'm saying? We just get in there. I lay the vocals, he does the beat, and it's done. Like we rarely make more than one mix of a song. It's just we always title it mix 1. And then we kind of think, well, if we want to go back to it, we can change this, change that. That'll be mix 2. Then if there's something else needs tweaking, mix 3. And we basically make a mix 1 and we're both happy with it. And it just happens like that. You know what I'm saying? And at the minute, I don't want to, it's why I don't get beats from other people because I'm like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're both on the same page. We both understand each other. We're like-minded in what we like. He knows what I want. I know what like sometimes, for example, I'll be in the booth recording and he'll click the button and speak to me through the headphones and he'll say like, oh, why don't you try this, or maybe do this, and then we can't like verbalize what we mean. So he won't say it like maybe in a way that everybody would understand, and I sometimes don't reply in ways that everyone would understand, but we're kind of on that same like level of we kind of get what each other are getting at without having to articulate it perfectly. Because sometimes I say, oh, I can't really explain what I mean, but you know what I'm on about, and I'll be like, yeah, and then I'll do it, and then it's like, yeah, it's worked. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it's the same back. Sometimes I'll say to him, oh, I don't know about that little thing on the beat and whatever. And he'll be like, but I don't know what the technical terms are. I don't know what the words are to describe it, but he gets it. So yeah, at the minute we gel really well. So the answer is at the minute nobody, and that might sound like a really weird thing to say when I'm a really small artist, but at the minute we're developing that like relationship, that musical relationship, and it's going really
chemistry.
well. So yeah, at the minute I'm happy. You know what I'm saying with what I'm doing.
I mean, I can respect that because RPG actually did the same thing. So he has like actual albums though. Like he goes crazy, bro. And
Mm,
like I think like his first two albums were like from one producer, and then
mm,
the next two were from the same producer. So like I'm
mm.
all for it, man. Like I just found a producer that I think is gonna be my producer
Yeah,
for all my future projects. And like
yeah.
I think I don't think there's anything wrong with it because like at the end of the day,
Mm.
like you know, two heads is better than one. You know what I mean? Like you guys are like
Yeah,
actually
because
coming together. Like
I think a lot of and people say it with like featuring as well, like oh who would you want to feature on your song or whatever and all that, and people are dead quick to list like don't get me wrong, if Central C sent me a message on Instagram and went, do you want to have a verse on a song of mine? I'd be like, fuck yeah, right? But in reality, it's like I want to make sure that I'm growing all the foundations at the same time. You know what I'm saying? If everything's growing together, nothing's gonna fall. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you're kind of stable in where you are. Whereas if somebody just pop one random thing, you get a massive feature, or you know what I'm saying, like you work with a really good producer and whatever. Obviously, that's going to be great because it's going to get you maybe not necessarily fans, but it's going to spread your reach. But if you're building
hmm
everything together and you've got that solid group of people around you, it's almost like you've got less. Nothing's going to fall. Everything's on that same level. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my sort of thought process about it. Because, like I say, it's not realistic to think, Central C or Drake are going to drop me a message tomorrow and say, "Oh, you're Minty. You want to come and do a song with me?" Because this is not going to happen. So at the minute, I'm trying to keep everything at the same level, growing together. You know what I mean? That's my sort
hmm
of mindset at the minute. So, yeah.
Absolutely, I respect that, man. So we got another question. This one's from Hellbound, and he says, "What do you want to accomplish within the next year with your music?"
I hate those questions because I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But anytime it comes to a question of where do you want to go with it or anything like that, I always just say as far as it can go. You know what I'm saying? There's not like an end goal. It's like I'm just going with it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm pushing it as far as I can, and I'm just aiming for forever, infinity. There's not an end goal. That's the easiest way I can answer that question. And that classes for the next year, the next 10 years. I don't know. Depends how I'm feeling then. But yeah, it's just taking it as far as it'll go, basically. Specifically, maybe more events and more performances because they're
Mm-hmm.
quite hard. They're hard to come by, and if I'm traveling down to London, like it's expensive. It is a bit of a it is hard work. A lot of like hostels on your own. You know what I'm saying? Just sat around waiting, and so yeah. But yeah, as long as I'm pushing it as far as it'll go in the next year and the year after that, basically.
Nah, that's awesome, man. So we got another question. This one's from Sestu Kavi, and she asks, "What's your favorite time of day for creating?"
It used to be the night time, but you know what I mean. You can get a bit what's it in the evening, get a bit of a late night vibe on whatever. But now because I feel like I need to put the hours in, it's just any time. I can wake up at breakfast and just write. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard a J Cole interview, and he was saying if you've got writer's block or whatever, which I haven't really had yet. I don't think I've done it long enough to get that really. Um, but he was like, just write. He was like, just write. And then I can't think who was it now. I think it was Ed Sheeran actually, someone who I don't really listen to a lot of his music, but he was saying that if you keep writing, all the shit will come out. So if you just keep writing, you'll have 2 A4 pages of something you don't like, but it's out of you. You know what I'm saying? And then when you
Mm,
come to write again, the next thing might be really good. But if you're not writing and getting that shit out, sometimes that can be a problem when you come to write your song because that's when the shit will come out and you're like, ugh. So because of that, I just write. I try and write all the time. So I don't really have. So the worst thing for me is when I think of a good couple of lines in the car. And I'm waiting to get to a traffic light so I can scribble it down. And then I'm keeping it in my head, like, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. So that's the worst time for me, because I think of a lot of stuff in the car, which is really weird and really bad, because I can't just sit, you know what I'm saying, writing. So that's really bad for me. But I don't know, in terms of the most creative, I don't know, really. It's kind of, yeah, it just dots around. It can be any time, really, to be honest. Which, again, is good, because I'm not limited to just writing at night when I'm getting all, moody and getting like that, lights off and everything. So yeah, it can be any time, really, which is quite lucky, I suppose.
See, I feel that because, like, for me, I feel like it depends. Like, in the daytime, I can do more, like, upbeat stuff and, like, happy stuff.
Yeah,
like, have the sun on my skin, have the window open. But at nighttime, that's when I get in, like,
yeah,
are we about to rap or we about to, like, love songs? Like, I need to be,
yeah,
I mean? I feel like it depends.
I'm with you on there. That definitely can help. Being in that kind of, the right atmosphere for the mood of song you want. I can definitely feel that. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. All right, so before we get to any other question, I'm gonna go ahead and play another song. So I think this one is also from Series 3, because, like, I don't know, it was just something about the names in Series 3 that really stuck out to me. So let me get that one pulled up for you guys. This is called Drag to Hell. Oh, and we gotta add
quality used cars without the hassle and hidden fees? Yeah, it exists. At MJ State Auto, you can shop with confidence.
Here we go.
Okay, if anyone finds this tape, it's Macka Morfiss. It's warming into 12 on the 30th of October. Oh wait, hold on. My head's a haunted house. I'm scared and I can't get out. I hear footsteps walking round, and at night they stalk me. A squawking sound comes from the crows, Mitch Bennett inbound, and all my crucifixes are upside down. Someone help me, I'm a screaming tortured patient. There's a weeping corpse adjacent with a Ouija board in the basement. I'm in a hospital ward having eerie thoughts adjacent. The hair on the back of my neck stands. I can't sleep, there's a figure by my bedstand. Knife in my right, holy water in my left hand. As he whispers to me, Macka, you're a dead man. I'm under the duvet, good disguise, but he gets closer when I shut my eyes. Don't say a word, don't move a muscle. I'm breaking the fourth wall here, but I've only got a few seconds to tell you. But if you're listening, I'm trapped in my own head. It's dark, man, and I need help, but... Oh wait, hang on, the second verse is coming. Alright, just stay quiet. I try FaceTiming help, but my screen's full of static. In that Ouija board, teleported to the attic. I don't think I'm alone. In here's a weird demographic, atmospheres into war while I'm squeezing on a hatchet. Swinging so much you would think I'm in a park, but I'm hitting nothing cause my room's pitch dark. I run to the switchboard, but the wire dangles. It's being cut, something's grabbing at my ankles. I bolt, what the fuck am I doing? Straight to the kitchen, took a butcher knife to him. Quick cut, quest stab, no splat, I can't kill him. He ain't made of blood, no matter, I can't escape. He'll always choke Macka, he's got me on the throat with a rope and dagger. The devil's put my name on a padded cell, then he chuckles as I'm being dragged to hell.
Alright, guys, again, that's Drag to Hell from the Series 3 EP, the third EP out of, well, again, 3 out of 3. But yeah, tell me a little bit about this song, man. Honestly, like, with me, I think this is my favorite song from you because, like, just overall, like, bro, like, the energy that you had behind it, like, the confidence, just everything about it, and the bars, bro, and the name, like, everything about it, I loved it. You know what I mean? Like, just overall,
I hadn't heard that for ages, actually, but it made me smile a bit listening to that one because I hadn't heard it for that long. But
let's go. It
was kind of like, again, it was like a metaphor. So it was me saying that, like, it's meant to be me trapped, like, in my own head. But again, it was a way of kind of saying, like, how can I put a song together that's not been done before? So, like, everyone can write a song saying, "Oh, I'm trapped in my own head. Like, I'm thinking about things. Like, I haven't got anyone to talk to or whatever." But I was like, again, just about standing out. Like, how can I make it stand out? And it was like, and I thought, right, I'll make it a metaphor. So it's like the haunted house is my head, and the person who's on the tape recordings is me trapped in a haunted house. And I'm being like dragged to hell. So like hell is the negative emotion in my head, and it's saying I'm being dragged to hell. So it's like I'm the brain in my head, and my head is the haunted house. And then it was meant to be like a bit of a paranormal activity kind of thing, where like someone else is walking around that house now, and they're picking up tape recordings, and they're thinking, oh, like fucking hell, what's happened here? And they pick up a tape, and it's like it's me going, oh, it's Macka Morfiss, like if anyone finds this tape, like I need help, like I'm stuck, I can't get out, you know what I'm saying? And it was meant to be a way of like almost breaking the fourth wall. So like when you watch a film and the camera's on the actor, you're not meant to be there. Like you're meant to be viewing as like you're not in the film, you're just viewing the film. And then when an actor breaks the fourth wall is when they look down the lens and they acknowledge the viewer. So for me, it was meant to be a way of me being able to talk to like the listener, but on like more of a deeper level. So me saying, this is my song, like you can listen to the song, this is what I'm saying. But on them tape recordings, I'm actually speaking like directly to the person who's listening and saying like, oh, I'm breaking the fourth wall here. Like, fucking hell, I need help. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's meant to make the listener think, oh shit, like he's actually talking to me. He's not just putting a hook in a song. Because it's not a hook, really. It hasn't really got a hook, that song. But it was meant to be a way of like connecting deeper to the listener. And that's where the tape recordings come in. And then, yeah, at the end of the song, the devil put my name on a padded cell and dragged me to hell. You know, the devil put my name on a padded cell. Then he chuckles as I'm being dragged to hell. You know what I'm saying? And that's meant to be me saying, "Oh fucking hell, he's got me, and I'm done for." And then that's when the tapes are now left around for someone else to find. So, and it was obviously, I released it on Halloween as well, actually. So yeah,
that's dope, bro. Like speaking of that, right? This is gonna be a later question, but because like I noticed, like for one, like you grind, bro. Like you actually put the work in for the content. And I see some of your content where you're like, oh, trying to make content. You're like, oh man, like F this type of thing, right? Because I see like you're on TikTok a lot. Yeah. A lot of the stuff is on IG. You have a lot of shorts on YouTube. So like, what about music videos, man? Because like just hearing like that description of that song, like a music video for that song would be crazy. So like, you thinking of doing some music videos soon in the future? Like, where's your head at with that?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a girl who I've done a song with called Painkiller Please, and she's a really good artist, and we were talking about music videos before. I think it was literally, might have been, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday actually. And she was saying you don't need to get a big like videographer or videographer, whatever they're called. You can just do it on your own phone. And it's like it's not as hard as it used to be. Because bear in mind, I don't know what it used to be like, but obviously we're in the times of iPhones. But it's not like before they were around and you had to get someone to do it for you and cut it. Like now you can just do it on CapCut. You know what I'm saying? So it's not hard to kind of do. But I don't know. I've just never. This is another thing my producer keeps saying. He's like, "Are you going to do any music videos?" And I'm like, I don't know. Because I don't know. Because they're good because you can make a music video, put it on YouTube, and then you can cut it up and use it as reels, as content. So it's like, they are good to have, but yeah, I've never got around to doing one. But that was the first song, because my thought was, I could, again, it's paying somebody, so I didn't do it, but I could pay like an animator, or I could have done it on like ChatGPT on AI maybe or whatever, but I thought maybe I'll probably get someone to do it, and they could do like a cartoon version of like me in the house, and then someone find, you know what I mean? I was like, it could be animated, which I think like, you know, a lot of people are into that like anime style. I wouldn't do it. I don't really like anime, but I know a lot of people are into that. So I thought something cartoony, you know what I mean? Like people might quite like that. So that was my thought with Drag to Hell. But yeah, I didn't do it. I don't know. I might do it in the future, but that one would be cool as a music video as well. Or even just like going out into the woods and just getting a bit of content of me walking through and maybe trying to find like, there used to be an abandoned, when I was younger, there was an abandoned house, which would have been fucking amazing to do that in. But it got knocked down and rebuilt, which is really annoying because that would have been like the perfect environment to do that. So yeah, music videos, I haven't done any. I don't know. I will do some at some point, but it's not like the top of the to-do list. You know what I mean?
I feel that, yeah. Because, like, I'll be honest, bro, with me, like, I was kind of, like, in that zone where, like, I felt like people, like, my audience wanted it. So, like, bro, I use this iPhone right here. This is an iPhone 14.
Yeah.
Not even the latest. I had my boy just record everything, and, like, I kind of directed him. Like, it's really just, like, you got to have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like, I had a
100%.
lot of fun, bro. I had a shit ton of fun. Just being able to be like, okay, let's record this. Let's look at it together. Okay, now let's try it like this.
Yeah.
And then just being like in that whole vibe is just cool. You know what I mean? And then
yeah, definitely. I kind of like, I don't really like doing content, and I think that's what's putting me off, because I don't really like to be, as mad as it sounds, because I do have quite a lot of content, but I don't like doing it, and I've only become comfortable really doing it like over the past couple of months. It's like a year and a half in, you know what I'm saying? So I think really it's been that's been like the hindrance, because I don't really like to be on camera doing that kind of thing. So it's maybe just a confidence thing, maybe more so than, you know, than a like a lack of like motivation. It's more a lack of confidence, I think. But yeah, that will. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do one. I will do one. I don't know when.
Listen, man, you got some good songs. You got some good songs for it, man.
Yeah.
I try to give advice when I can. It's just going into it, doing it, filling it out, seeing how you feel about it, having somebody help you with it. You know what I mean? So you kind of have like, it's just easier in a sense, and like going into CapCut and having even more fun with it, like playing around with effects, seeing what you can do. Because like, man, I did a music video, like my second ever. And it was way easier than my first one because I had more fun with it.
Right.
And I did less clips. Like, I didn't even have that many clips on it. But I kind of, like, figured out a way to, like... I barely had clips, but I made it happen. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it made me go, okay, I don't have to record so many scenes. All I have to do is have good enough scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And different spots.
Definitely.
And then just kind of like putting it together, same way you do a song, you know what I mean? So, you know, I would definitely encourage you, bro, like, because again, you got some really good music, and like just kind of putting a video behind it, bro, it's gonna give your song that much more love and like attention, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're 100%. You're 100% right. I do think Drag to Hell is the one for the music video first. Because I just think it's like borderline like movie, in it, borderline film, whatever. So
very cinematic.
I'll have to think about it.
Tell me, bro. Even if you just get some tapes, get some random tapes, throw them on the floor, go to an abandoned house. Like,
that's what I mean.
You're very creative, bro. Like, I feel like, and that's the only reason I'm really giving you the advice, because like you're very creative, and not a lot of us are like that. Like, you know, there is a very few. It's very rare. So you gotta like kind of like use that to your advantage, you know?
Yeah. No, it would be a good one to do. I think as I'll be scouting for locations now. I'll be searching around for abandoned houses.
I'm telling you, and look, when you look for locations, it has to be like, honestly, like you can go to an area that's very known, but you find that one corner that just looks a little different, and you're like, okay, maybe if I do it at this angle, it'll look a little different, and people will go like, yo, where is he? That's where you want people to go. Where the fuck is he?
Yeah. 100%. I'll have to brainstorm some ideas for that.
Absolutely, man. But like I said, man, you got some good content, so I think your next move doing that would be cool. So let's get to this next question. So this one is a little different kind of. So, what are your top 5 like favorite genres to listen to?
I mean, I'm quite like, I think my music is like alternative kind of hip hop. It's not kind of classic hip hop. But I do like that. I do like that kind of alternative style. You know, it brings something not necessarily new, but different. I suppose hence the name alternative hip hop. So alternative hip hop is definitely up there. Rap music as a whole, I listen to. I can listen to any kind of rap music, but I'm going to leave that off the list because it's such a big term for you know what I'm saying. Like, there's so many different kinds of rap music.
Yeah, for real.
So I definitely put alternative hip hop. Probably alternative and classic hip hop are going to be at the top. But I am a fan. Like I said before, I am a fan of rock music. Like, sometimes I can just put an Ozzy Osbourne album on start to finish, and I don't know if he's exactly rock, what his genre is, but like AC/DC, love a bit of AC/DC. Um, I quite like some Led Zeppelin songs as well. You know what I'm saying? So rock music. I don't know specifically about the genres of rock, so I'll put that in as just one, which would probably be second. And I quite like a bit of R&B as well. Like, it's not my go-to genre,
Okay.
but I definitely like it because it makes me like if the sun's out, for example, I can love a bit of R&B, but I'm not one for like knowing exactly what artists. I'm more like a playlist, like, because I don't listen to it all the time, so it's more like a get an R&B playlist on, you know what I mean, and just shuffle through those songs. So that's
So,
definitely more of a. It has to be the right environment for that. Like, it's not in my headphones all the time. You know what I'm saying? I never go to pop music, but I can have the odd, like someone like Ed Sheeran. I don't mind like the odd Ed Sheeran song. You know what I mean? That's pop. But I wouldn't say that's really a genre that I listen to. I used to like grime music. It's proper UK, proper English genre. But I definitely drifted away from that as I sort of got a bit older. Because I think like rap music moved in a different, like, it moved to kind of drill, kind of trap kind of stuff, and there wasn't as much kind of grime music, kind of being made. I don't think, maybe there was, I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely started to hear it less. And then I don't even know how many I think I've given you four there. I can't, I've lost count, but I'll give you one. I'll give you one more, and that would be another genre of hip hop, but it would be UK hip hop. Like, I really like those like English voices, but kind of still on like arguably a more like an American maybe beat. Maybe more where you think of a maybe not old
like
school,
Slow
but
Thai, is he from the UK? Slow Thai.
yeah, he is, yeah. And I just think that it's a nice blend. Like, I really like that kind of. I like that sort of. That UK accent. Like, I don't know if you've heard. There's a guy called Potty Paper from England. I'm not exactly sure what genre he would be, but he's got quite, like, they're not like boom bappy beats, but they're kind of a bit of a mix. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he don't like always rap on beats that you'd hear Central C on. You know what I'm saying? And that I like that. I like that style. So yeah, I'd probably give you three variations of like rap music in there, and then some rock music, and then a bit of R&B when the time's right. Sometimes like driving, I like R&B as well. You know what I mean? A late night drive, a bit of R&B on. So yeah, they're probably my five genres, I would say.
I love that, man. So I'm gonna ask this, right? Because I know you say you're into rap. So do you have a top 5 GOAT list, personal list?
Yeah. I do, but I don't think I kind of. It's not like the normal list, and I don't think, like, compared to other people who like rap music, I don't think they would have like this kind of the same list I would, and it's probably more one of them like unpopular opinion kind of things. But I think because there's an artist called Ren. I don't know I don't know if you've heard of Ren. He's an English guy, but he doesn't just make like rap music. But I want him to be on the list, but he's kind of not like he's not like a rapper. So I don't know if he's allowed to be on the list. But I'm gonna put him at
I mean,
number.
look, it's your
I'm gonna
list. It's your
I'm putting him
list.
at number 5 because I think he's an amazing artist. I think as well, like, I think like a Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole kind of thing. I'm like, I don't understand how people can put a difference between. I'm like, they're both amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't go by like accolades and awards and streams. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that makes
Yeah,
a good
absolutely.
rapper. So I think for me, they're my sort of, I don't know. They're 2 and 3, but I don't know which way I would put them in 2 and 3. I don't know. They're just whatever
That's
way
fair.
they can go.
That's fair.
Number 1 is Eminem without a doubt, and no one's ever changed my opinion on that. Lyrically, you know how much he can say in so few words. You know how he can put so much emotion across. You know what I mean? There's no I think if people say he's not the best, I find that hard to agree with. And then I think, did I miss one out? Okay, I'll give him 4 there. I missed one out. For me, I like longevity in music. Like if you can last a long time, you know, that's a really like impressive thing to do. And yeah, and because I'm from England, I'm gonna have to give it an English artist for that space. But I feel like someone like Skepta or Giggs, maybe, like they've had a real impact in English rap music. I don't think they're going to be the most lyrical. Like Giggs isn't the most lyrical, but he's been like he's made Talking the Hardest, which is like a UK like anthem. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a massive song for that culture, and he's been like at the forefront for that many years. I'm like, you can't deny that ability. You know what I'm saying? He's not the most lyrical, but just of how consistently up there he's been, I think that's like an undeniable like skill, you know, to have, to be quite honest. I mean, people like Kanye West and all them lot, you know, they're the same, but because I'm from England, I'm given an English, you know, I'm given an English name there. So yeah, it's gonna be Ren, because I think he's just an incredible artist, then Giggs or Skepta, and then Kendrick or J. Cole. I don't know what order to put them in, and then yeah, Eminem sort of tops the list, and then obviously I'm one above Eminem, but I'll leave me off there for now. You know what I'm saying?
You're 0 to 0 to 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I love that, man. Listen, bro, that I'm not gonna say my whole list, but Eminem is number 1 on my list too. So
yeah,
I love that, bro. I love that. So before we get to any of the questions, I have another song that I want to play, and this one's a little different because I noticed that, and we'll talk about this a little bit after the song, that you don't have a lot of collaborations that I could really find.
I think there's one, Painkiller, please. Then there's another one I've got coming up that we just need to finish doing the beat for. And then there's another one I'm excited for because that's the biggest one I've got. But yeah, other than that, there's not a lot. It's just me, really.
So the one that I found, and this is actually how the first song that I ever heard from you is UFO Flow. So we're going to play this one.
So that one, I featured on that one, yeah.
So do you know, are you on the first, I forgot, are you on the first, second verse?
Second verse, man, is.
All right, so let's play this one, guys. This is UFO Flow with Macka, Morfiss, Gold Leaf, and Death Moon. Shout out Death Moon.
What the hell's that, bro? Man, Death Moon, the most inconsistent rapper, bro. He just does any song that he likes. I think we should kill him before he gets good at rapping, you know. The other day he did steal my bitch, and I don't know what to do about it. Oh shit, he's here.
That boy is Benny Hanna.
Yeah.
Panic attack, my mood so manic. I can rap and my shot's gigantic. Walking on in them and I think I'll abandon. UFO flow is the shooter that's landing. Separate gut is that dude with a cannon. Ups man, I deliver that damage. Circle the block and the vaccine vanish. Purchase the spots and see how I manage. Alien vibes in a whole different planet. Maybe it's no fun, this one here I didn't plan it. Tears in my cock, they're all phantom. The girl I just dumped was not very understanding. Downing with the ass is so outlandish. She loved my flow is too outlandish. I'm out of this war where UFO that's landed.
Who goes crazy with the alien float in outer space? It's the same place my cranium goes when I'm spitting on higher planes. Okay, I suppose I wanna rap in stadiums or the London Palladium. I'm just a normal guy rearranging his goals like a jump a goalpost when you play with your bros, and I'll still be here spitting when I'm 80 years old. Yeah, it's Death Moon, backed by Macka with Gold Leaf. We gone international, course, straight across the pond. You ever felt the force of two SAS soldiers linking with Delta Force? I drink pints until I black out, collapse and throw my back out, and turn a cipher to a battle. That we tap house, and it must be called the tap house. When I'm battling and make another rapper tap out, don't ask how. You wanna take a deep dive into me? Mine's got such a buzz, it's like I'm sat in the beehive. Couldn't give a fuck if you're northwest or east side or south. Nah, mate, you were never getting my peace sign. If you thought you were, you must have been stood behind me when I was flipping someone off with my V sign. I eat lines and beat giant as Greek sign. When you see me rhyme, call the police sirens. Macka Morfiss is a beast mine.
Come on, man. Like, that's fire, bro. I love that song.
Yeah,
and honestly,
good,
like your verse on that, bro. Like,
yeah.
And I feel this. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Like, you brought that Eminem energy. Like, I'm gonna be the best rapper on this in a friendly way, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think you always have to be if it's a feature.
Yo, perfectly, bro. Because like that's how I would get on a feature. Like,
yeah,
I'm jumping right on it. I'm going crazy, lyrical,
100%.
like.
That was it. As soon as it came about, I was like, right, I've got to be the best on here. There's no doubt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I was, but anytime I do a feature, if it's with a rapper, I think you've got to be the best, or at least you've got to play the game to be the best. You've got to push the pen hard enough to think I've done everything there. If I get beat, in a friendly, competitive way, I know I've done everything. I mean, I just he's obviously better than me, but if it's a feature, like I'm making sure that I've done everything to for me to think I'm the best, So yeah,
absolutely, man. Again, that's just friendly competition, man. I love doing that.
Yeah.
I do that with Light. If you know Light, and that's the rapper. Every time him and me get on a song, bro, I let him know, like, bro, I went crazy on this. I need you to go crazier than I did. I want you to. You know what I mean?
Well, you up levels as well. Like if someone goes this good, then you might go. I'm not saying you're going to be rewriting verses all the time, but then if you do another feature, you think, right, I've got to up it to here, and then they think, oh fuck, then they up. Do you know what I'm saying? So it just pushes everybody up. You know what I'm saying? Doing it like that.
Exactly. I sent one song to Enlighten. He's another artist that I've done a couple songs with. And when I got the beat, I was like, I'm gonna go super crazy on this.
Yeah.
Cause I know he's gonna go, yo, what the fuck? Louis just went off.
Yeah.
I need to go off, and that's exactly what he did, bro.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I loved it. I love that, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's like my favorite part of collabing with somebody, especially with songs like that.
Yeah.
It's just
100%.
having that dynamic. Like we
100%.
know, like we're rappers. Like let's get it.
Yeah. Because I think you've always like that for me is what makes like rapping is words. You know what I'm saying? It's like that is what it is. It is words. Like if you're saying something, I think you've always got to say something. Like it's fine to make songs that aren't saying something, but I think the majority of your catalogue of music, you've got to be giving something like emotionally or whatever. But if you can do that and put in crazy little flow switches, weird rhymes that haven't been done before, metaphors, like similes, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That makes you the best, I think. And that's why I like Eminem, because he can do all of it in one. You know what I'm saying? He's just anything you ask, well, not anything you ask him to do, but any tick box of can he do this or can a rapper do this, he can do them all. And that's why I like it. That's why I think he's the best. So yeah, when you do a feature, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why you wouldn't write to be the best. You know what I mean? It's like having a race with someone and intentionally coming third. You know what I mean? You wouldn't do that, would you? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was my. You're right. As soon as I thought that, I was like, I need to be number one here. You know what I mean?
And I love that, bro, because that's the energy that I'll be on too. And I feel like all artists should be that way. Like you should never say like, oh, I'm gonna minimize myself to give. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Bring that 110% energy. You know.
And if other people know you're doing that, like I say, if you've got a reputation for it, everyone will think, right, if I'm on a song with him, I've got to fucking up the game, And it makes the song better, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So do you have any plans for more collabs in the future? Like, is that something you're kind of focusing on?
Yeah, I've got one, the 7th of March, that's coming out. It's my next song.
Nice.
And that's a pretty big name. So I'm quite excited about that, actually. He's someone who I watched as a kid on YouTube and was like a bit of an idol of mine. And yeah, to now have that person on a song of mine, it's like a bucket list tick. You know what I mean? It was wild. So yeah, it's out on the 7th of March, and yeah, you'll hear it. I'll be doing my usual amount of social media dumps, so you'll be able to, you'll know as soon as it comes out, because I'll be posting all over about it. But yeah, next is it next? Yeah, so it's next, not this Friday, next Friday, 7th of March, I think. So yeah, that's the next one I've got coming up, that I'm releasing. Then there's a hook that I've got a girl to sing who I know just from doing events in Manchester and London. She was on BBC Introducing the other day, so she's a decent. She's doing a decent amount of progression for herself. You know what I mean? She's making moves in the right direction. I didn't know she was on the radio, on the BBC Introducing radio, and I already asked her to do a feature. And then after she'd said yes, she posted about it, and I was like, I knew I'd pick someone good to do this hook. So yeah, that's another good one. And then yeah, I'm just waiting on a verse off someone else. So I've got 3 coming up.
Nice, man.
Yeah, the biggest one's out next Friday, which I'm buzzing for. I can't wait for it to come out. So
Nah, that's awesome, man. Like, cause like that's one thing that I did notice, you didn't have a lot of collabs. So the fact that you're kind of like going towards that direction, like it just really tells like you're on the right path, bro. Just keep doing
yeah,
your
I
thing,
mean,
you know?
I just don't know anyone. Like I haven't, you know what I'm saying? Like I go to all these events like around, you know, I've been Manchester, I've been Birmingham, I've been London. I don't know anyone. Like I just go on my own, you know what I'm saying? And it's good because it makes you network and speak to people. I mean, you have to do it. But a lot of people come with their mates, and I'm just like on my own, you know what I'm saying? But it's funny you should say that, because that is the theme of the feature that I've got next Friday, and it's about being like on your own. But it's meant to be like a punchy, like a hard hitting one. It's like, yeah, I'm here by myself, but that just means I have to make all my moves on me. Like I have to be fucking good enough for people to think, you know, I don't know this guy. I don't know him through anybody. You know what I mean? It's not like a friend of a friend kind of thing. It's like any time I level up, it's just got to be on me. Like I've got no one else to fucking do the, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're with, you know, if you know like people who are putting events on and you're mates with them, it's like, oh, can I come do a set? It's like, yeah, sure. But it's like, I haven't got that, so I've got to make sure that everything I do is good enough off my own back for people to think, oh shit, I'll give him a chance, just off his own ability. You know what I'm saying? Not like a friend of a friend kind of vibe. So yeah, that's what the next kind of song sort of is about. I think I went off on a tangent, then I can't even remember what you asked me.
Nah, you're good, bro. Look,
what that question
I
was.
welcome the tangents, man. Like, you
Yeah.
know, let the people know, man, as much as you can about you. I was actually gonna say, I don't know if you know Insightful Music, but I think you guys on a song together would go crazy.
Yeah, we follow each other on Instagram, so I know exactly who you mean. Yeah, there's a lot of I came out of the Blitz chat because we stopped it on Instagram, and then we made it again. And I hadn't joined for ages, and then I come in. There's loads of new people. I was like, oh, amazing! So it's like there's been definitely like a chunk of new people, and then yeah, I'm in a couple of other ones now. So it's good to have that like community and, you know, following each other and supporting each other. So there's loads of artists. Like I could write all day with different artists and put songs out. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, there's only a certain amount of hours in the day to do it.
For
so,
real.
Yeah.
No, that'd be dope. That'd be dope to see you guys do something. So, I kind of wanted to ask also because, just like seeing your content, I've noticed that you do go out to perform a lot. So, just tell me a little bit about the performing aspect. Like, what do you like about it? You know, how long have you been performing? How many performances? And like, if you have any advice for like young people or just new people that are stepping into like performances, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like I kind of get dead nervous before I go on, and then as soon as I'm on stage, the nervousness like just completely disappears, and it's because you've got so much to think about. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have a backing track, so I just play the music, So I have to
Mm.
hear it and remember it. You know what I'm saying? So there's too much to think about to be nervous. But I would definitely. I can't remember when I did my first event. It was ages ago. But yeah, I went down to Birmingham. It's about an hour and a half on the train, in a hostel room by myself. Just rocked up to this random event, and I went, "Oh, can I do a song?" It's only like 3 minutes. And he was like, yeah. He's like, let me just get all the acts off first, and you can go on at the end. Waited for ages, like I think it was like 5 hours just by myself. No one, like said you can go on. So right at the end of the night, the event host was nowhere to be seen, and I was just like,
Wow.
fuck's sake, I've come all this way, and I can't perform. And the DJ was unplugging all his set, and I just went, can I do a song? And he was like, we'll be finished in 5 minutes. I was like, yeah, it's 3 minutes long, it's 3 minutes long. And I just like fucking grabbed the wire and plugged my phone in and just played it. And I just grabbed the mic and just performed like a song, you know what I mean? And it was like, it is a bit intimidating because you've almost got to like, not bully your way in, but you've got to be pushy
Mm.
because it's like, why would they let me perform? They don't know me. They don't know me. They don't know my
Absolutely.
music. So you've kind of got to be a bit like, nah, just fuck off and let me do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would definitely say like, just get out there, just fucking do it. Like, and all them first few events as well. That's where you can like do all your fuck ups. You can forget your lyrics. You can, you know what I mean? You can trip over the wire, and I mean, you can just, it gets you used to, you know, just knowing what it's like, because I forgot the words before as well. Like I practiced it in my head that many times, like a little 10-minute set. I've got up there, and all of a sudden I'm just like, what are the words to my song? You know what I mean? And in doing that in front of like 10 people, it is intimidating because it's personal, because there's hardly anyone there. But then when you're doing it at an event where there's maybe 50 people, you're aware of like where you need to remember. You think, oh shit, I forgot the words there because I was a little bit nervous. You know what I mean? And it's just finely tuning like your performing skills and stage presence and whatever. I haven't done a lot of it. I think I've done about 5 or 6 events.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Uh,
just fucking get out there and do it. You know what I mean? Bully your way on stage if needs be. That's what the first 50% of my events I was just like pushing my way in a little bit and nagging the event hosts and just saying, can I perform now? No. Can I perform now? No. Can I perform now? And then you've asked them about 4 times, and think, fucking hell, right, yeah, just do it now quickly. You know what I'm saying? But it gets you that time, it gets you that content, and then just make sure you put on a fucking good show. And then the host is like, oh, actually, fair play, you were good. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for real.
yeah, that's the advice I'd give for that.
Dude, that's awesome, man, for real, because the fact that you had like enough confidence to do that, and then
Yeah.
after that, even more confidence to perform, bro. Like that's very
Yeah.
inspirational, bro. Like,
Yeah,
because I've only
it's
done like 2
nerve-wracking.
events myself.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what's
no,
up, man. So
it's hard. It is hard, but I think once you've broken the wall of knowing what it's like to stand in front of people, it's
mhm.
yeah, it gets easier. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I'll say this: my first one, because like I performed like 10 years ago for my first time, and then 10 years passed. I did my first one again, like technically my second, but my first to me, and I died on that stage, man. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like I felt like I came out of my body, bro. Like it was crazy. I felt everything. I heard everything. I didn't hear it. Like it was every emotion. But then afterwards, I got so much love, and I felt better. And then by the time I went to my second performance, like it didn't feel as nerve wracking. Like it was still nervous, but like honestly, once you do that first one, you're good after that. Like you're absolutely
yeah, 100%. And then I use a little. Again, I've got to give credit to my producer here because this wasn't my idea. But for example, I did an event in Brixton in London a couple of weeks back, and I do this thing where I finish my set on a really popular song, but not a popular song of mine, like a popular song, just a popular song. So I always finish on "Insane in the Brain" by Cypress Hill, and then I do Be Real's verse at the beginning, and then I've written my
nice.
own verse for the second verse. So what happened in Brixton was it was a 9-minute set, and for about the first 5 minutes, people were really engaged in what I was doing. They were making eye contact, they were like bopping their head. And then the next couple of minutes, they kind of, because it's a long time to listen to an artist you don't know. You know what I mean? 10 minutes, it's like, And then the next couple of minutes, maybe like the next, like, because I don't do full songs, I do segments of songs to keep it like interesting.
Yeah,
And
like that.
there was like a 2-minute period where people I could see heads turn, like chatting to their mates and whatever. And then Insane in the Brain came on, and all of a sudden everyone just went, and it was like, oh, it's insane. I mean, and it got that engagement back, and everyone from that night now, like, will remember Insane in the Brain. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, that guy. I remember when Insane in the Brain came on, because it's like it's familiarity, and people like what they already know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if they don't necessarily like my set, it ends on a positive. So hopefully they remember me with a positive feeling, whether it was about my music or not. Oh, that Macka Morfiss. Oh, he did fucking Cypress Hill, didn't he? Even if that's all they said, it's
For
positive
real.
memory. You know what I'm saying?
That's smart,
It's like,
man.
yeah. But again, it's not me who thought that. It's my producer, so I've got to give him the credit for that. But it works every time. You know what I mean? You play a little song that people know at the end, and they love it, because you have nothing to do with it. As long as you can rap their verse, you know what I mean? It's, you're golden. So yeah, that maybe will be a trick to someone who's not performed before. Maybe, do something like that. Just a verse and a hook. It doesn't have to be the whole song, and it just keeps people, listening and remembering you in a good way, basically.
Nah, like I said, man, that's very smart. That's cool though. I like that. I might think about doing something like that.
Yeah, it's a good trick. It's always worked dead well whenever I've done it, because I've not done it with every set. But one time I did it in Brixton, worked dead well. And then the other time I used it and it went dead well was at an event in Manchester. And there was like this like proper like old school kind of guy there. He looked like he was like 50. And he was just at the front, like I was on the stage and he was just at the front like going mental for Cypress Hill. But it got everyone else in the crowd with like energy levels up. So I finished my set again on a big high because people were all buzzing to hear Cypress Hill. You know what I'm saying? I kind of used their what's it for my own, I don't even know what the word would be. But long story short, it ends on a high.
I love that, man. All right, so I'm gonna play another song. So we only have like 2 more songs I wanted to play, and then we're getting towards the end, guys. So I just want to say I appreciate everybody who came to support Macka today. Amazing artist from the UK, from Manchester. I mean, I've learned a lot today. Like, just getting to know you more, bro, has been very cool, and just listening to your music.
Man.
You know what I mean? So again, appreciate y'all for being here, supporting Macka and Bozy World. We're gonna start wrapping up in a little bit. We got like a couple more questions. If you guys want to send in some like last minute questions, you can do that now in the chat. But I want to play this song here, and I played some from Series 3. Sometimes I think I lost the plot in Series 2, Analog Sticks, which again you can find those EPs on YouTube. And can you find all of them on all platforms?
Yeah, they're all everywhere, yeah.
Okay, so you guys can find all the EPs on all platforms if you want to go listen to that. But this one was actually one from Series 1, Note to Self. And I feel like this one kind of stood out to me the most. Let me get it pulled up really quickly. So this one is called, if I'm not mistaken, LLI?
Yeah, I'll tell you, but I'll tell you why it's named that after, if you like. I won't go. I'll let you play it first.
Of course. All right, guys. So this song is called LLI.
Baby, thank God you're here, cause my head's engaging in psychological warfare. It's like the trenches, my gut wrenches, and I just can't catch calm enough air. That mustard gas is caught in my hair. Now army fatigues are all I wear. My heart's on my sleeve and arms I bear. My weapon makes that empty sound. You're next to me with extra rounds. You're my protection on any ground, any setting, my defensive mound. I can be a crazy nutter, panic sets in and makes me stutter. You hold my hand as I cross no man's land, dodging daisy cutters. Constant shellings are dropping the ocean, cause your contagious laughter could drown out any explosion. Literally, if I got you, they aren't hitting me. Not physically, not mentally. You're my artillery, my sidearm, you always stick to me. You make me fight and strive for victory. Yeah, I know, I've got a lifeline. Got a lifeline. Got a lifeline. Got a lifeline with this girl. With this girl. With this girl. With this girl. Plus I know that she's the one. I choose her over anyone, any weapon, any gun. Enemies we're stepping on. Lifeline. Without me asking. Lifeline. Bounce of action. Lifeline. Without retraction. Lifeline. My distraction. When I'm scared, you're there. When I'm lost, you're there. Anywhere, you're there. At any cost, you're there. You're there. My support, you're there. Every day, you're there. I'm in war, you're there. In every way. You're all I need in battle, need of cavalry. You send me cavalry with a piece beneath the saddle. Sometimes my thoughts are deep in that. I'll feel like I'm in a heap of shrapnel. You reach in and me, you grapple out. I need you in a...
Alright, guys, you know, we gotta play a little snippet. Again, that was LLI. So, yeah, bro, tell me about this one, man. This is, like, the one that, like, honestly, my favorite from that EP. Yeah. Let me know a little bit.
Well, it's a love song, but there's that many fucking love songs out there. I was like, how can I write a love song that's different? And it's about my like relationship with my girlfriend, but it's like it's me. So the reason it's called LLI is it's because it's Lifeline 1, right? And it's from my perspective. Okay. It's my perspective of how much I rely on her, like in life. But the reason for LLI is because I've used, like Drag to Hell, I've used like a metaphor, and it's about me being in the trenches as a soldier in World War One, but her being my lifeline and saving me. But obviously, World War One is written as WWI, so it's like World War One, but Lifeline 1. And then at some point, I'm going to write LL2, and it's going to be from her perspective. So it's what I do for her. So it's going to be like World War One and World War Two. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, bro. It's like it's me going through the trenches and just fighting in the trenches, but using that metaphor, you know, for our relationship. And I just, again, it was like, how can I write a love song? Like, there's a million fucking love songs out there. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can I make it different? How can I make it stand out? So yeah, I used me being in a bad way in the trenches of World War One, and her kind of getting me out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? That's where that kind of song came from. And then, like I say, I'll do it the other way around, and it's going to be World War Two, and what I then do for her. So it's like switching sides, basically.
Bro, that's very fucking creative. Like,
yeah.
I try to get a little unique with my names, but like you're giving me ideas of like how I should be going about these song names, because like that's what kind of stood out to me. I was like, LLI, like what is this?
Yeah, but this
like,
is, I mean, it gets you thinking, doesn't it? Now you're thinking about me in your head. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's all ways of getting people to just give them a little bit extra than just a norm. Because you can make a song called "I Love You" or "You're My Girl." It's like, well, you just fucking scroll past that. There's loads of them.
Or you could have called it Lifeline. You could have called it, actually said Lifeline 1, and people would have been like, oh, okay. Yeah. LL1, you're like...
Yeah. It just gets people thinking and talking, maybe. I don't know.
Nah, that's awesome, man. I love that. So, going into my next question, and this is kind of a two-part question, right? So... kind of simple, but again, two-part. So, who inspires you? And what I mean by that, like, what artists inspire you, right? So, where does your inspiration from music come from? But do you have, like, or have had in the past, like, any mentors, any people who inspired you just in life in general, or music, however you want to, you know, answer that?
Nah, not people, like, again, it comes down to me being just, like, by myself. Like, no one really makes music who I know, really. They're into music, but not rap music. So it's just kind of me, really. But in terms of artists, fucking anybody, any artist. It can. Sometimes I even hear like a really obscure bit of music, and I'm like, that just sounds fucking cool, and it makes me want to write. So obviously, anyone I'm a fan of inspires me, but it can be just anyone. It can be like a random like just a fucking I don't know, just anything basically, any bit of music. If I like it, it can inspire me. Like that's the best way I
Okay.
can put it. You know, obviously you've got your idols who inspire you, but in terms of like if I hear something, it can be anything, any genre, whatever. You know, maybe not something like opera. You know what I'm saying? It's not beaty enough, but you know what I'm saying. Any kind of music, yeah, it can be something like ABBA for fuck's sake. You know what I mean, a bit of ABBA comes on, like, oh, I love that little bit they've got. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, it can be anything basically.
I love that. I love that. All right, so this question is a little different. So, do you have like any hidden talents or skills that we might not know about besides music?
Um, uh, I wasn't bad at sport at school. I used to be quite fit with running. I used to be quite good at running. I could run like a marathon length. So that's probably
Okay.
my hidden talent maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with that actually. Running, yeah, not so much now, but like you know, when I was more of a kid, I was pretty fit. I was never good. I was never as good in the gym, but I could run. That's probably my hidden talent. I think running. Yeah,
Okay. So you
I'm
could
trying
run
to get
away
back
from
into it
stuff.
because it's good for you, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm trying to get back into it, but it's hard. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm gonna go with that. That's my hidden talent, running.
I like that. I like that. 'Cause you kind of give me a skater vibe a little bit. Like you look like you
Yeah,
skate.
yeah, the
You know
hat.
what
I'm shit on a skateboard, but yeah. I used to go with my mum used to take me to the skate park when I was like a proper young kid, and they'd all be like all like as in like like primary school, which would be like before you're like 11 and 10 years old. I think is that elementary
Mm,
for you guys? And
11 and 10.
and
Yeah.
and I used to,
Yeah, around
I
there.
used to, yeah, I used to take my skateboard down there, and it's in England. Obviously, the weather's shit, and it'd always be raining. And she's like, "I'll hold your hand while we go down, but we go down this ramp." And all like the older kids would be there, and they'd all be like watching. You know what I mean? Watching me fucking go down, and they'd be like
Mm.
drawing my name on this graffiti my name on the skate park for me and everything. And I couldn't do it one day, and I kept falling off. And she was like, "We're not going till you go down there properly." And I was like, "Okay, I couldn't do it." And then she was like, "I'll give you £1. I'll give you I'll give you $1 if you go down." And all the other kids at the skate park were like, "Okay, I'll do it for a quid. I'll do it for a quid." So yeah, my skateboarding days never really progressed to anything further than falling off. So yeah, I
I
might
love
give
that,
the
man.
look, but I've got no skill there, unfortunately.
So, do a lot of people like skate out there? Like, is that like a big thing out there in the
Not
UK?
massively. I've got a mate. I've got a mate who I'm not sure if he still does it. He hosts events actually, but they're more like dance music
Mm.
kind of events. They're not like rap music, but um, he definitely did skate. I'm not sure if he still does. Um, I've not seen him for a couple of years, maybe a year or something. But he did skate, but it's not crazy. It's not crazy popular, really, where I'm from, to be honest. So maybe I just don't move in those circles. I don't know. But yeah, with people I know, it's not that popular, really.
So, what about like the music scene? Like, what kind of like what's the most that you see out there? Like, as far as like genres or styles or
I think it's a real mix. There's a lot of because of what my mates are into, there's a lot. I hear a lot of like dance, rave, that kind of like style of things.
Mm,
But my producer works with a lot of bands, so I know there's a lot of like different bands, not necessarily all rock music or whatever, but a lot of bands will play around a lot of venues. Um, and then depending on where you are, there can be a fair bit of like rap music going on as well, especially like in places like London. You know what I mean? It can be really popular there. So it's quite a good range really in England. You can get like quite a nice mixture, which is good because there's music for everybody. So just depends kind of where you are, really.
yeah, because I know you said earlier like you go to London a lot, so it's like
Mm.
that the most popular. Like, what are some different like locations you actually done shows at?
Um, so I've done London. I've done London. I've only done London once, but I've got some things coming up in London, so I will be back down there.
Nice.
I've done Birmingham twice, and I did a BBC introducing event there with BBC One Extra, so that was quite cool. Then I've done Manchester, don't know, 4 or 5 times in Manchester. I need to get to Liverpool. Liverpool's my next one to tick off the list, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been around a little bit, you know.
Yeah, man, I definitely got to get you connected with my boy Anton Stefan. I don't know if you know him, but that's my boy from Liverpool, and like we got some music together, and like he's amazing, man. He does a little bit of like kind of like auto tune ish music and stuff like that, but like he can rap too. But
I might have him on. I might follow him on Instagram, actually. I don't know. Anton, that name rings a bell.
Anton
I'm not
Stefan.
sure. Is he on Instagram?
Yeah, he's kind of like in the like. You've probably seen him before.
Yeah.
Whether it was through me or somebody else in the community, because like a lot of us are connected with him. Like Hellbound is connected with him, you know.
Yeah, well, it's the next city in the crosshairs is Liverpool, so I just need to, find some people out there and get a gig booked or something, or at least an open mic maybe. It's a good way of getting in there, isn't it? An open mic at the beginning.
Yeah, man. I'm honestly like thinking about traveling out there, man, because Anton and Stefan was the first person from the UK that I ever met. Like once I kind of started networking, and like we have like enough songs for a set. And, you know,
definitely.
Just the fact I know you now, and like you know,
100%.
There's just so many Mo Hush just from out there. So like I would love to go out there and do some shows, man. So
I thought exactly the same about America. It's just the travel. It's so expensive. Do you know what I mean? It's just like it's and you can't just nip out there for a couple of days because you'd be traveling more than you'd be staying there. So you've got to get the time as well. It's such a nightmare. But I'd love to come to America or Canada as well. You know what I mean? Do something there. But yeah, it's just the money, finding the money and the time really for me.
Now I feel that, man, and I'll say this, like, you know, right now Boise World is just a community, and like we're pretty small in that sense, but we're growing. But like in the future, you know, we're gonna be doing festivals and stuff like that. You know, look, Sestu Kavi just said it, like, so like, you know, we might have some opportunities to get some people out here for the festival, 100%. And like that's something that we're gonna be trying to do like all the time. So like, you know, we're definitely gonna stay connected, bro, and try to get some artists from out there because I want Anton to come down. We got Harzan that's in Angola, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, 100%. Well, I'd be well up for that. Yeah, whenever you get anything, you know, anything like that sorted out, always give me a shout. I might not be able to get out there, but you know, if I can, I will.
Absolutely, man. That'd be cool. So, guys, we're wrapping it up right now. I'm gonna play one last song, and then after that, I have one final question for you, which is the golden question. That's what we like to call it. So let me get this last song set up, guys. Again, we got Macka Morfiss in the house today from UK Manchester. Definitely follow him on Instagram at Macka Morfiss. And honestly, if you want to do a quick plug-in, just let him know your different platforms, what you're on, how they can find you.
It's just Macka Morfiss on anything. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. They're the main 3 I use. And you can find everything else on there. All the music is anywhere. Spotify, everything else like that. But yeah, for the social medias, just Macka Morfiss. It'll come up. Like I say, there's only one Macka Morfiss, so I'm lucky that you won't get me mixed up with anyone else.
Yes, sir. That's why you gotta be creative with your names. All right, guys. So this is you know, I had to do this one, man, for the final song, guys. This is called "I Just Want to Be Normal Like You." One of his most recent drops. So let's get it. Macka Morfiss, I Just Want to Be Normal Like You. And I get an ad. Of course I do.
Introducing the Highboy Max Pro electric scooter, where power and versatility meet in an exhilarating ride. With 48 volts 15 Ah battery, this scooter is ready for the long haul. Say goodbye to...
I just cannot do what you do. I just want to be normal like you. I just cannot do what you do, no matter how much I want to. I just cannot do what you do. I just want to be normal like you. I just cannot do what you do. I just wanna be normal like you. Failure doesn't mean you're a failure, it just means you ain't succeeded yet. So how come expectations aren't exceeded yet? I feel like strapping a bomb onto an easy jet and flying that piece of shit at Indeed's exec with my penis erect. To be honest, last couple of years have been a wreck. Life's been fucking me, so maybe life has been a wreck. Rocking my boat, but I stay hard to ain't spilled my semen yet. And beneath my deck there's a demon, and he squeezes my neck. Jesus wept. Lost my job, now I'm feeling stressed. Therapy is next. Get taught to decompress. Breathe, check, ease, dress, check, then breathe, rest. Get depressed or vexed again and repeat the steps. I just cannot do what you do. I just wanna be normal like you. I just cannot do what you do, no matter how much I want to. I just cannot do what you do. I just wanna be normal like you. I just cannot do what you do. I just wanna be normal like you.
Let's go, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, this song, I think you submitted it for music reviews, bro, and ever since it's been stuck in my head, bro. Like, every once in a while, it's just like I'll say that to myself. Like, it's so good, bro. It's so good.
No, I mean, I think at the minute of the ones I've released, it's my favourite one. To be fair,
Nice.
So yeah, that's it's good to hear it stuck in your head. The hook has obviously done its job there.
Yeah, yo, absolutely, bro. I'm telling you, the cadence, just like the way you finished it, like, I just want to be normal like you. And it reminds me of that, like, earlier Eminem, like, you know, like Encore, around that era of, like, Eminem, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love it. I love it, man. Like, I love the sound of it. Man, it's very catchy, you know what I mean? So, absolutely one of my favorite songs. And then Drag the Hell is definitely, like, up there too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's for me as well. It's one of my favorites as well, that one's there.
Nah, that's awesome, man. I love that. Because I also noticed, like, you put on TikTok, like, if you like Eminem or Hopsin or this artist, you would like me. And I'm, like, listening. I'm like, yo, he's right. If you like those artists, go and listen to Macka. If you missed that old school Eminem or, like, some Hopsin, like, go listen to Macka Morfiss for sure. All right, so my last question for you, man. And RPG likes to ask this a lot. So this can either be about your music or just your life in general. You can answer it however you want. But what do you feel is your greatest accomplishment?
Probably for music, I'll answer it musically. I think probably I think the feature I've got coming up, because to me this person was literally like, he was like a celebrity. Do you know what I'm saying? He might not be to everybody, but to me, as a kid, I used to like watch him on YouTube and shit and just be like, fucking hell, like, this guy's amazing. And the next thing I know, I've got him on like a song of mine, you know what I'm saying? So I won't ruin the surprise by talking about who it is.
Of course.
But for me, musically, that's my biggest sort of accomplishment so far, basically. Yeah.
I love that, man. So you said that's coming out on Friday?
Yeah, not this Friday, next Friday.
Okay, so make sure you submit that song, bro, to music reviews. I would love to hear that.
Yeah. Are you doing one when are you doing them on the Friday? What day are you doing one again?
So it's every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Because I remember I submitted last time when I was in London and I was doing an event in London. I think we were talking, weren't we? And I was saying like, I've fucking been that. What's it? But it'll come out on like Thursday at 12 o'clock. So I'll send it over when it probably on the Friday, to be fair, rather than midnight on Thursday. But yeah, I'll fire it over to you anyway.
Yeah, that'd be dope, man. I would love to give like a fresh reaction on reviews to that.
It's a bit of a, it's a bit, well, I won't say anything. I'll let you hear it when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. So just to kind of close it out, you know, if you got any future things that you want to let people know about, what you have going on right now, just kind of specific, you can kind of just do that now, you know?
Yeah, just trying to be consistent with the music, so like a drop a month with a new song, basically. And then, like we've said, I just collate them onto an EP. I mean, I am doing events, but they are in England, so if most people watching it from America, that's pretty irrelevant to you guys. But And yeah, just keep an eye on the singles. I'm just dropping a single a month and trying to keep the consistency going. If you're liking it, just give us a little heart, a little comment, and yeah, that's all I can ask for basically.
Absolutely, man. I love that. So, again, guys, this has been Artist on Artist featuring Macka Morfiss from the UK. Again, bro, thank you for being here, bro. You were an amazing guest, and the fact that you're in the UK,
pleasure,
bro, like beautiful, bro. I love the accent, bro. I love the vibe. I love the music. Again, thank you for that. I appreciate everybody who was here today and who's gonna be watching this later on today. If you gotten this far, let us know like what's your favorite song from Macka, like that you heard on this live, or if you have a favorite song just from Macka overall. Let us know in the comments. And we do these every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We just switched it out around today because of the time zones. But every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we have music reviews this Friday and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So, definitely submit. Also, for anybody, you guys can submit on Thursdays for priority play. So if you submit on Thursday before the live, on the next day, you'll basically just be played first and you'll have priority play. So we have that opportunity for you guys. And then we also have some tournaments going on right now. So we have a collab tournament that we just started. We got 6 teams ready to go. So right after this live, I'm going to be announcing the first challenge and basically sending the beat out. So again, we got tournaments. We got these interviews for you guys. We have an album EP review show on Thursday. So Macka, if you're interested in being one of those in the future, let me know and I'll get you on the list, bro. We'll do all 3 EPs or each one.
Yeah.
Different episode, however.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much everything. Again, I appreciate all of you guys. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on Friday for reviews. Peace.
See ya.